Close your eyes now and breathe deeply. Let the weight of the day fall away from your shoulders like autumn leaves drifting to the ground. We are traveling back through the mists of time, back 3 centuries and more, to a small village in Massachusetts, where fear walked hand in hand with faith, and accusation carried the weight of truth. It is April in the year 1692. The winter has been long and harsh, and spring arrives reluctant and cold. In Salem village, the air itself seems to crackle with tension, with whispered rumors and sidelong glances. Young girls have fallen into strange fits, crying out and convulsing, naming names that send shivers through the community. Among those names is Bridget Bishop. She is a woman of perhaps 60 years, though no one knows her exact age. She has lived a full life, married 3 times, outlived 2 husbands. She keeps a tavern where people gather to drink cider and play shuffleboard, and she dresses in ways that make the stern Puritans purse their lips in disapproval. Red bodices, black caps with bright colors. She is not meek, she is not quiet. And in Salem village in 1692, this makes her dangerous. On the 19th of April, Bridget Bishop is brought before the magistrates for examination. The meeting house is packed with villagers, their faces pale in the dim light filtering through small windows. The air is thick with the smell of unwashed bodies and wood smoke and something else, something darker. Fear, perhaps, or excitement at the spectacle to come. Take a deep breath now and feel yourself settling deeper into comfort. Your body is heavy, relaxed, at peace. You are safe here, merely observing from across the centuries, watching as history unfolds in that crowded room. Bridget is led in by the constable. She holds her head high despite the chains on her wrists. She has been in jail for days now, sleeping on damp straw, eating whatever thin gruel they bring her. But she does not weep. She does not beg. She stands before the magistrates with dignity intact. Magistrate John Hathorne sits at a long table at the front of the room. He is a man in his 50s, severe and certain in his judgments. He believes utterly in the reality of witchcraft, in the devil's presence in Massachusetts, in the testimony of the afflicted girls who writhe and scream in the front rows. His colleague, Jonathan Corwin, sits beside him, nodding along to everything Hathorne says. The girls are there too. Mercy Lewis, aged 19, Mary Walcott, 17, Ann Putnam Jr., only 12 years old, Elizabeth Hubbard, Abigail Williams. They watch Bridget with wide eyes, waiting for their cue. Bridget Bishop, you stand accused of sundry acts of witchcraft. The afflicted persons here present have made grave complaints against you. What say you to these charges? Bridget's voice is steady when she answers. It carries clearly through the room, and you can hear the weariness in it, but also the strength. I am innocent. I know nothing of witchcraft. I have done no harm to any person. As she speaks, one of the girls, Mercy Lewis, lets out a shriek. She falls to the floor, her body rigid, her eyes rolling back in her head. The other girls follow suit, crying out that Bridget's specter is tormenting them, pinching them, choking them. Breathe slowly now, in and out. The accusations fly through the air like arrows, but we are merely observers, watching from a safe distance, separated by the vast ocean of time. Bridget Bishop. I keep a public house, yes. It is honest work. People come for cider and conversation. There is no harm in it. Let your breathing slow even more now. Feel your chest rise and fall, gentle as the tide. Your eyelids are heavy. You are drifting, floating on the current of this story, watching it unfold like a dream. The afflicted say that your specter came to them in the night, that you appeared in their chambers and tormented them. What do you say to this? Bridget Bishop. I say it is false. I was in my own bed. I have never harmed these girls. I do not even know most of them. Yet they know you. They describe your appearance in great detail. They say you wear a black cap with colors in it, that you have a red bodice. Are these not your garments? The trap tightens. Everything about her, her clothes, her livelihood, her independence, is being used against her. In Puritan New England, standing out is dangerous. Being different is suspect. And Bridget Bishop has always been different. I dress as I please. There is no law against it. My clothes do not make me a witch. But the magistrate presses on, asking about her past, about previous accusations that were made against her years before. She and her second husband, Thomas Oliver, had been brought to court on suspicion of witchcraft back in 1680. The charges were eventually dropped, but in Salem in 1692, the past is never truly past. Old rumors resurface like corpses rising from shallow graves. Magistrate Hathorne. Is it not true that you were accused of witchcraft before? That your own husband testified to strange occurrences in your home? Bridget Bishop. My husband and I quarreled, as married people do. He spoke in anger. Those charges came to nothing because there was no truth to them. Your body is sinking deeper now into rest. Your muscles are loose, your mind quiet and still. The voices from the past wash over you like water, distant and dreamlike. Witnesses are called. Neighbors come forward with their grievances and suspicions. John Bly testifies that Bridget visited his house and shortly after, his child sickened and died. His wife says she found poppets, small dolls made of rags and pins, hidden in the walls when they tore down part of the cellar. These are taken as evidence of maleficium, of harmful magic. Samuel Shattuck, a dyer, says that Bridget brought him cloth to dye, and after she left, his son fell into fits and was never right again. Sarah Churchill claims that Bridget came to her in specter form and tried to force her to sign the devil's book. One by one they come, bringing their stories of sick cows and spoiled milk, of bad dreams and strange noises in the night. Every misfortune that has befallen Salem Village in recent years is laid at Bridget's feet. She has become the scapegoat for all their fears, the explanation for everything that has gone wrong in their hard lives. Magistrate Hathorne, you have heard the testimony against you. These good people, your neighbors, have told of the harm you have caused. Still you maintain your innocence? Bridget Bishop, I maintain what is true. I am innocent of these charges. I have lived honestly. I have harmed no one. But her words are drowned out by the cries of the afflicted girls, who begin again their terrible performance. They scream that Bridget's specter is upon them, that she is biting them, pinching them, tearing at their flesh with invisible hands. One girl cries out that she sees a yellow bird sitting on Bridget's shoulder, and the others take up the cry. A yellow bird, the devil's familiar. Feel yourself drifting now, floating on clouds soft as wool. The story continues, but you are at peace, watching from far away, safe and warm and comfortable. The afflicted say they see a yellow bird with you. What bird is this? Is it your familiar spirit? Does it do your bidding in your witchcraft? Bridget Bishop, I know nothing of a bird. I have no familiar. I serve no master but God. Yet the evidence mounts against you. These girls are in torment. Good Christians have testified to your misdeeds. Poppets have been found. How do you explain these things? Bridget Bishop, I cannot explain what I do not understand. I know only that I am innocent. I have done nothing wrong. If these girls suffer, I am not the cause of it. The examination goes on for hours. The same questions asked again and again in different forms. The same protestations of innocence met with the same accusations. Hathorne is patient, methodical, wearing her down like water wearing away stone. He asks about her 3 marriages. He implies impropriety, suggests that there was something unnatural about her relationships. He asks about her tavern again, about the people who gather there, about what they do in the evening hours. Every answer she gives is twisted, interpreted as evidence of guilt. Magistrate Hathorne, it is said that you allow mixed dancing in your establishment, that men and women dance together until late hours. Is this not so? Bridget Bishop, people dance, yes, they enjoy themselves. There is no law against dancing. It is the work of the devil to promote such frivolity, such wantonness. Do you not see how your tavern is a gateway to sin? Breathe deeply, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You are so relaxed now, so peaceful. The voices fade to a gentle murmur, like rain on a distant roof. As the afternoon wears on, Bridget's strength begins to flag. She has been standing for hours now in her chains. She has not eaten since morning. The room is hot and close with the press of bodies, but still she holds firm to her truth. Magistrate Hathorne, I will ask you one more time, Bridget Bishop. Will you confess to your witchcraft? Will you tell us the names of others who have signed the devil's book? If you confess and repent, there may yet be mercy for your soul. This is the terrible irony of the Salem trials. Those who confess are spared, at least for a time. It is only those who maintain their innocence who are hanged. The court wants confessions more than it wants truth, but Bridget will not give them what they want. Bridget Bishop, I have nothing to confess. I am no witch. I cannot confess to something I have not done. I am innocent, and I will say so until my last breath. The magistrate confers with his colleague. They whisper together, their heads bent close. The girls continue their performance in the front row, groaning and weeping. The villagers watch with hungry eyes, thrilled and horrified by the spectacle. Magistrate Hathorne, Bridget Bishop, we have heard sufficient evidence of your guilt. You are remanded to jail to await trial before the court of Oyer and Terminer. May God have mercy on your soul. And with that, it is done. Bridget is led away, back to her cell, back to the darkness and the cold. She has weeks yet to live, weeks in chains, weeks of uncertainty, but her fate is already sealed. The machine of justice, such as it is, has begun its inexorable work. Let yourself drift now into deeper rest. The story is winding down, settling like dust after a storm. You are warm and safe, far from Salem, far from those dark days. On June 2nd, 1692, Bridget Bishop is tried before the special court. The trial takes only a single day. The evidence against her is the same that was heard in her examination: the spectral visions of the afflicted, the testimony of neighbors nursing old grudges, the poppets found in walls. The jury finds her guilty. On June 10th, just 8 days later, she is taken to Gallows Hill. It is a clear, warm day, the kind of day when life seems precious and the world beautiful. Bridget is led up the hill with a rope around her neck. A crowd follows to watch. Some pray for her soul, others jeer and call her names. The minister asks her one last time to confess. She refuses. She will not lie, not even to save her life. She maintains her innocence to the very end. And then the cart is driven away, and Bridget Bishop becomes the first person executed in the Salem witch trials. 19 more will follow her to the gallows before the madness finally burns itself out. One man will be pressed to death with heavy stones. Dozens more will languish in jail for months. The trials will end eventually, when the accusations reach too high, when the wife of the governor himself is named. Then suddenly, the spectral evidence will be deemed unreliable. The confessions will be questioned. The afflicted girls will be sent home. But for Bridget Bishop, vindication comes too late. She is already in her grave, her name blackened, her property seized, her life cut short by fear and superstition, and the terrible certainty of righteous men who believed they were doing God's work. Rest now. Let your breathing slow. Feel yourself sinking deeper into sleep. The story is told. The past is past. But we remember. We honor those who stood firm in their truth, even when the world called them liars. We remember Bridget Bishop, who would not confess to lies, who kept her dignity and her honesty even unto death. In 1711, the Massachusetts colony formally pardoned those accused in the witch trials. It was a small gesture, too little and far too late, but it was an acknowledgement that a terrible wrong had been done, that innocent people had died because of fear and hysteria, and the willingness of good people to believe the worst of their neighbors. Sleep now, peacefully and deeply. Let the story fade like morning mist. Bridget Bishop is at rest at last, beyond pain, beyond accusation, beyond the reach of those who would harm her. And you too are safe and calm and ready for sleep. The meeting house in Salem is long gone now, turned to dust centuries ago. The jail where Bridget waited for her trial is ruins. Gallows Hill is just a hill covered in grass and trees. Time heals all wounds, they say, though the scars remain. We tell these stories so that we do not forget, so that we remember the cost of fear, the price of certainty, the danger of being too sure that we are right. Breathe in slowly. Hold it for a moment. Release. Again, in and out. Your body is heavy, relaxed, at peace. Your mind is quiet. There is nothing to do now but sleep. In Salem today, there is a memorial to the victims of the witch trials. 20 stones arranged in a quiet park. On one of them is carved Bridget Bishop, hanged June 10th, 1692. People visit sometimes, leaving flowers, touching the stone, whispering prayers. She is not forgotten. None of them are forgotten. And perhaps that is the best we can do for those who suffered so long ago. Remember them. Tell their stories. Say their names. Bridget Bishop, a woman who dressed as she pleased, who ran her own business, who spoke her mind. A woman who, when faced with an impossible choice between truth and survival, chose truth. A woman who deserves to be remembered not as a witch, but as a person. Complex, flawed, human, real. Let sleep take you now, gentle and complete. The story is finished. The past has spoken. And you, listening from the safety of the present, can rest easy, knowing that while history cannot be changed, it can be honored, can be learned from, can be held up as a mirror to our own times and our own choices. Sleep well, dream peacefully, and may you wake refreshed, carrying with you the memory of a brave woman who stood firm against the tide, who refused to confess to lies, who kept her truth until the very end. May we all have such courage when we need it. May we all remember that innocence is precious, that truth matters, that every life has value. Good night, rest well, and may the spirit of Bridget Bishop, wherever it may be, find peace at last.